Worship the Creator. Have you ever wondered if God has a time-specific message for those who live at the end of the days? Or is He quiet and secretive in these important times? God had a simple but particular message to Adam and Eve, that her offspring will crush the head of the serpent. Also for Abraham, he had the message that Messiah will come from the line of Isaac, from none other. And also many prophets gave their timely messages which served a purpose. What is the message for us today? What is at stake for us, those who wait for Christ's second coming?
If God revealed everything to us and showed us everything, how much would we get? We are having trouble grasp things like quantum physics or much simpler stuff like blockchain or even cryptocurrencies. And it's not just about being overwhelmed and not being able to get a clue, but because of our sinful and sick nature, we can't even survive in such reality. This is why, through the ages, God is revealing things to us, but as much as we can process and that are relevant for us in our time. This is what we call present truth. And for us as Adventists, this present truth for the end time, the subject we are studying this quarter, is recorded in the three angels' message in Revelation 14. This week's lesson focuses mostly on the first angel's message.
When we read the lesson this week, there is one verse from the Bible that constantly leads our thoughts and our questions in it, and it's found in Revelation 14:6. It says, "Then I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach to those who dwell on the earth, to every nation, tribe, tongue, and people." If we have to start from somewhere, and what stands out in this verse is that the gospel will be preached to all people who dwell on this earth. Somehow it will get everywhere. Jesus also commissioned his followers to go and make disciples from all nations. And it seems like that this task will reach its culmination point just before he returns. So simply said, his followers will be actively engaged in achieving this goal while preparing for his return.
Not fleeing and hiding, but sharing the gospel. Not building barriers, but reaching out to everyone. We kind of forget this sometimes.
Something very central but also divisive is what we find to be the main focus of the message. It's the gospel. It's the good news of salvation, with no personal merits, but only with the merits of Jesus Christ. An excellent example is provided by the lesson in the character of the thief on the cross. Jesus promised him to be with him in heaven based only on his confession of wrongdoing, his confession of sin. And this is what we have to bring to the world first and foremost. We better be passionate about this the most than any other truth.
We have some good and important doctrines, but without the gospel in the heart of it, they mean nothing. This is why this lesson is about worshiping the Creator, because He is the only one who can make a difference. It's all about what He is doing for us and our response to it, which is our worship.
The message becomes much more specific, and in verse 7, chapter 14, we read how the angel addressed the world. "Fear God and give Him glory, because the hour of His judgment has come." In the fear of God, there is an acknowledgement, a realistic acknowledgement of our spiritual need as people who have fallen in sin, that we need to reboot and recover ourselves and embrace God's principles of life. We, people, have a hard time admitting our mistakes and our guilt. However, this is the first step to salvation. This is the first step in adopting the good news that will cover us with Christ's righteousness in the time of judgment. So this message is a reminder of consciousness. How do we live our lives?
There are a few important points in the verses you just mentioned. Fear God and give Him glory, and the judgment. The lesson has some good guides about what fearing God means. It can be easily misunderstood. It's about respect and being conscious of what we really are. This fear is what Satan lacks. And it's the arrogance that many times we have when we lack this fear. This fear and consciousness are important for our own health and the health of our relationship with God. It's not about developing paranoia and stress about the judgment. The judgment is actually good news. It's the time to restore justice and for us to be restored by the grace of God.
Lastly, the message reminds us of who do we really worship? Have we lost the sense of it? Has the daily life in its complexity of spiritual truths washed away the basics of our belief? That God is our creator and we worship him and only him. It speaks about our origin, about our identity, about our adoration of him who had the creativity and the power to create everything around us and us. If we lose that from our sight, then we will lose the meaning of everything that follows after that in the gospel news. It becomes irrelevant. And no doubt about it, the latest Gallup poll number shows that only 38% of Americans say that God made man as it is in present form, while 57% believe that it was some sort of evolution. Either God guided it or not. Does that bother you?
God is not a distant power that just created us and left us be. He is deeply engaged, and he has involved everything that he is to help us. He is my creator. He is my savior and my recreator. I owe him everything. I worship him, and he is the only one who deserves my worship. This is not for boosting his ego, but for my own proper equilibrium and well-being. Join us next week for looking at end times deceptions.